So, been a weird couple years. Anybody having a weird couple years? I had a lot of drama this year. It's just been one of those years where you like things happen, and then fortunately I come to church and I affirm that everything's in divine order. But this last year and a half, my mom died, my dad died, my dog died, my 12-year partner that was my massage partner died, my high school sweetheart died, and I was like, I remember praying to God, going, "Hey, what are we doing here? A lot of people are dying," and it was a lot of drama. And then you add the COVID, the Ukrainian war, and I'm thinking, things are not looking that good. I don't know if anybody's had that experience. Anyway, I was thinking about what do you do? What do you do when a lot of stuff happens all at once? Because sometimes it just happens. Have you ever noticed it? Like then that happened and that. What? Come on. And I found this beautiful little piece by Marianne Williamson, and I just want to read it for you. And you can close your eyes and let this seep in if you want. For those of you who've had a tough couple years, Marianne writes, "I am unshaken by the drama of the world. If I encounter worldly chaos, my internal stillness will work to dissolve it. I need not fear any turmoil in the world as long as there is peace in me. God's eternal peace is the ground on which I stand. As I navigate the shifting sands of time, the world is always changing, but the spirit within me is changeless. I am loved, I am safe, I am blessed, and I am protected as I look upon others and wish them those things. I will experience them within myself. My mind knows your peace. My heart knows your love. I dwell in you, and you in me. No matter what occurs, I am unshaken by the drama of the world." I am unshaken by the drama of the world. And I heard this great sentence, and I thought I wanted to say it out loud for you. The profound rightness of the way it is. I've heard Brian will get up and say, "We're in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing." The profound rightness of the way it is. To affirm that deeply. One of the things that unity, I've heard this probably 10,000 times over the years. I think it might be the first principle, a way of saying it. There's only one power, one presence, active in the world today, God the good, omnipotent. I've heard that so many times, and it just drifts by, and I go, "Oh yeah, okay, good, God, good, yeah, got that." But when you look at that sentence and just think about it for a second, there's only one power, only one power, active in the world today, God the good, omnipotent. Omnipotent meaning all, everywhere, omnipotent, all powerful. That's a mouthful, huh? Just that one line. If you just get that, and the other morning I woke up saying that, and I was so unconscious. Going, only one power, one presence, active in the world today. I got the omnipotent. That's such a powerful thought, and it's really revolutionary, because that's not the way I was raised. I was raised Baptist. There's God, there's the devil. You do what God says, you get to go to heaven. You do the devil thing, you go to hell. So there it is, simple. It's easy to do. But there was only one power, one presence, active in the world today, God the good, omnipotent. Wow. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day about God, and he says, God, I don't even like the word God. I don't even like the word higher power. I don't like any of that stuff. He says because a lot of that stuff was written so long ago. It's not pertinent to me, and I think I'm an agnostic. I'm not sure one of those things. I'm something, and so we were talking about it, and I was sharing with him. I said, yeah, when I was a kid, in the Baptist church, they're always talking about Moses. Moses led everybody out into the thing. Moses went up on the mountain and the burning bush, and I remember thinking, hey man, where's the burning bush? I want there to be a burning bush. I want God to talk to me out of the burning bush. That's what I want. I want something supernatural to happen to me, so I know there's something other than just us running around eating and sleeping. And I haven't told this story in church just because it's a little bit supernatural, but it actually did happen. And I call this Richard and the Burning Bush. And it goes like this. Back in 1985, I had been working in Unity Church for about 7 years. And when we first started the church, there were about 75 people, and we were singing a lot of old hymns and organ music, and that was kind of the way Unity churches were. And then the minister said, we want you to do the music. And I'm like, I don't really know how to play the organ that good, and I don't know that many Unity songs. They go, well, you just do whatever you want. That's the go-to Unity minister thing. Do whatever you want. Because, everything's in divine order, so hopefully, Rich, you'll do the right thing. So I just started singing and playing piano stuff, songs I know, Joni Mitchell songs, whoever I could come up with. And 7 years later, we went from a church of 75 to a church of, I think we had 4,000 members signed up and 500 people coming every Sunday. And so now I'm like, hey, life is, wow, amazing. How'd this happen? But I was still searching. I wanted to find the burning bush. I wanted God to come down and say, Rich, what are you doing? Good job. Lead your people into the desert or something. I wanted to have that experience of direct contact. I wanted God to come down and sit next to me and talk to me. And so I kept searching. I would go, I remember, and that's how this story starts. A friend of mine was involved in the Self-Realization Fellowship, which is was founded by Paramahansa Yogananda. Anybody read autobiography of a yogi? And there's a lot of supernatural stuff like this that people elevate, people coming back from the dead, people being levitated. It's very exciting if you like that kind of supernatural kind of thing. So one night she says, hey, they're having a meeting down in Santa Barbara. I think you would enjoy it. Come on down. So we went down to Santa Barbara, and that day we went around having lunch, Santa Barbara, gorgeous town, love Santa Barbara. And I went to a little garage sale, and there was a beautiful candelabra. It looked ancient, and it was $5. And so I bought it, and I thought, oh, this is cool. And I bought 3 candles. It was a 3-tiered candelabra. So I went to the meeting that night, and there's a lot of chanting and singing. There's lots of ways to get to experience the divine. There's yoga, the different yogas. There's hatha yoga, which is the thing where usually positions and usually stuff like that, and then you've got karma yoga, which is getting to the divine through good works. There's tantra yoga, which is kind of like a communing with the sexual energy, and then there's bhakti yoga, which is the devotion, yoga of devotion, which is a lot of singing. And this particular strain of people do a lot of singing. And that's a way of that's one of the ways I get to experience the divine. So that night we're singing, some of you know this song, and I just want to sing a little bit of it just to get you a flavor of what the night was like that night. And we sang for about a half hour, and this was one of the songs we sang. Listen, listen, listen to my heart's song. Listen, listen, listen to my heart's song. I will never forget you. I will never forsake you. I will never forget you. I will never forsake you. Easy song to sing. I want you to just hum along or sing along. If some of you know this song already, just sing it for me. Give me a taste of that. It's listen, listen, listen to my heart's song. Listen, listen, listen to my heart's song. Listen, listen, listen to my heart's song. I will never forget you. I will never forsake you. I will never forget you. I will never forsake you. Listen, listen, listen to my heart's song. Listen, listen, listen to my heart's song. I will never forget you. I will never forsake you. I will never forget you. I will never forsake you. So we did that for about a half hour. We did a couple different songs, but we'd sing these repeatedly. There's a saying, as musicians say to each other, there is no substitution for repetition. So you just sing that over and over again. Pretty soon, your heart song starts being listened to. You feel a connection with the divine. And so I'm singing for a half hour. And then that night, the talk was bringing forth the Ascended Masters. And so, we're closing our eyes, bringing forth the Ascended Masters. And normally during prayers or meditations, I don't really hear much. Once in a while, my voice will go, hey, you need an extra cup of coffee or something, something will go through my mind. This night was different. This night, a voice came into my head. It didn't sound like me, and had much better English than I do, and articulated much better than I did. And it was saying things like, "Good job, Richard. You're doing the right thing with your life." And I'm going, "Yeah, I kind of knew that already. Whoever this is, I'm good." And they go, "Well, I want you to do something." I'm like, "It's late, man. I got to drive home." And said, "Want you to take that candelabra that you bought today and the candles, and I want you to hike up to the Gaviota Hot Springs and light the candles." And my mind's thinking, and I'm with my girlfriend at the time, I'm thinking, well, that sounds pretty good, pretty fun. We could be in the hot springs. It's romantic love. That's worth it for me. That was what that was the motivation for me to go up there. Now, that was a kind of a dark night. There was not a lot of light, and it was windy, and it was cold. I think it was this time of year, in fact. And so I talked my girlfriend into it. I said, "Hey, look, I heard this voice. It wants me to go up there and light these candles up, and it's about a mile hike. If you've anybody been to the Gaviota Hot Springs? You have? Okay, you have. It's an ancient Chumash medicine ground. It's been used for spiritual purposes for many years. It's beautiful, and you get into the hot springs, and there's hot water coming out of the earth, bubbling. It's like if you want to feel the Mother Earth, you stick your feet in there, and it's no question that, it's just you're right in the hole that's connected to the earth. It's a beautiful experience. So we get there, and we're walking up there, and it's windy, and it's cold, and it's dark. And we can barely see. And she's like, "Are you sure you want to do this?" Because it's about a mile hike up into the hills. I said, "Yeah, the Spirit said it, and also I'm in a romantic mood, so let's go." And so we hike up into the hills, and we finally get there. We take all our clothes off, and I light the candles. It's beautiful candlelight, hot springs. Mother Earth is spewing hot water up out of her, wherever she spews hot water out of. And so it's beautiful, and This is the kind of the funny part of the story is my girlfriend at the time starts talking in gibberish. It sounds like Aramaic to me. I mean, she had never done this before. And I thought she was just goofing around. I thought, well, okay, we're having fun now. She's acting crazy and whispering Aramaic in my ear. I'm like, well, this is a party. We're having a good time. And so we're laying there in the beautiful hot springs and the candles burning. And then all of a sudden the wind stops. And there are three candles there. And this actually happened. I have a witness. Actually, I've told this story to Brian once, and he was like, "Yeah, right. Were you on acid, or what were you doing that night?" Anyway, the two outer flames merged towards the one flame on the inside of the candle, and added the flame to the middle candle, and then the two outside candles just went out. That was my burning bush moment. That was like, what? What? I got this message from a voice, and I often say that it was Jesus, but I don't know if it was Jesus. I didn't see Jesus. I didn't see a cloak. I just heard a voice, and so that was something. That was a burning bush moment. That was like, what's going on here? I'm getting a communication from some other entity. Hopefully, it's a good spirit. That would be nice. And I kind of carried that message, that story with me for that was 1985. What is that? It's almost 40 years. And I was trying to come up with something that something that would talk about experiencing the divine. And that story just kept coming up. It says, you need to tell that story. I thought, really? I don't know. I haven't told it to many people. It's kind of my own little private burning bush moment. And then I was saying, I don't even know what that means. I don't really have I never got a memo from God about what that was supposed to be about. I don't even know what that was. What was that? And then that line, there was only one power, one presence, active in the world today, God the good. So many times we create dualities, we create evil, we create good, and we have them battling out. It's in our culture. I mean, if you go to a movie, there's the bad guys, there's the good guys. Good guys win, bad guys lose. We're all happy, right? I mean, it's been played over and over. It's practically in every single drama that we've ever seen in our entire life. But what if there is only one power, one presence, active in the world today, God the good, omnipotent? What if that's true? What if that's the real reality? I think it was yesterday, I was kind of interested about the Paramahansa Yogananda. And I watched this lecture, and this guy who knew Paramahansa Yogananda was talking about him. He said he didn't allow people to talk in a negative way around him. He would say, well, let's put that away for a while, and he'd move on to the next thing, the next positive thing, the next creative, constructive idea. And I kind of do that myself. If something negative comes up, which is a lot of it's come up in the last couple of years, I just say, this too is for good. Everything's in divine order. And that's how I experience the divine. I reaffirm that for myself. And that's what that burning bush moment means to me now. There is only one power. One power now, not evil. There is only one power active in the world today, God the good, omnipotent. And that encompasses all activity. I remember when I first started in Unity, I was a dyed-in-the-wool Baptist, and I was the only reason why I was even there at Unity is because they were paying me to play music. And the minister there, his name was John Wingfield, he took me under his wing and he thought he started tutoring me in unity. And we would have these discussions and he would say everything's in divine order and there is only good. There's only one power and presence in the active in the world today, God the good. And I'd say, no, come on. And my go-to for that was, what about Hitler? Come on. Hitler? That's good? And his response was, there is no darkness. There's only less light. I thought, oh, okay. Now that obviously I'm on that one still. That's 40 years ago or 45 years ago, and I'm still thinking, there's only one power and one presence active in the world today, God the good. That's a mouthful, isn't it? So that's what I really wanted to say. I have a few quotes here. I'll just talk about what is the true meaning of divine, relating to God, devoted to God, proceeding from God, and this is I'll find something that sticks in my head and I can't get it out, and this is one of the things, and it pertains to what we're talking about today, and it's an Emily Cady quote. For those of you who aren't familiar with unity, Emily Cady wrote a book called Lessons in Truth, which is the handbook for unity ministers, and a lot of unity people read it. And she's a wild card. Every time I read Emily Cady, I'm going, oh, whoa, I'd really like to meet her. She's a wild one. She wrote this, and this is if you can get this, and I'm still getting it because it's such a powerful thing to say. Everything undesirable passes away if we refuse absolutely to give it recognition by word, deed, or thought as reality. Now I'm going to say that again because if part of your brain went, what? What did he just say? My brain still does that, and I'm going to say it one more time. Everything undesirable passes away if we refuse absolutely to give it recognition by word, deed, or thought as a reality. This we can more easily do when we remember that nothing is real except the eternal. Anyway, that's Harriet Emily Cady, and that comes from a book she wrote in 1939 called How I Used Truth. So if your head's going, what did he just say? If you went blank during talking on that, that's a very powerful teaching. And I'm starting to incorporate that idea of everything undesirable passes away if I refuse absolutely to give it recognition in word, deed, or thought as reality. Everything undesirable passes away. That's amazing. Anyway, that's pretty much the end of my talk. This is the beauty month. We talk about beauty. And one of the beautiful things that I've been able to experience recently is singing with Sheila. And we're going to sing a song for you, which is one of the most beautiful songs. And it's in Latin. For all of you people who like Latin, you're going to love this one. This is one of the more beautiful songs. Is your mic on? Vitalis peccata mundi,
Dona eis requiem.
Dona eis requiem. Agnus Dei,
Agnus Dei,
Agnus Dei,
Agnus Dei,
Vitalis peccata
mundi, Dona eis requiem. Dona eis requiem. Sempiteranam.